India is well known around the world owing to its historical background, diverse cultures and interesting traditions. Its ancient scriptures and texts have been the way of life of its people for thousands of years. Today, the country is taking huge strides in various fields like arts and science, paving a way towards a progressive India. So friends, I am your host Skyrim, and today in our episode of My India, we will take a look at some of the stories that very well showcase the unique culture and prosperity of our country, stretching from Himalayas to Kanyakumari. India celebrates a number of festivals throughout the year. While few are observed with great enthusiasm across the country, others are limited to particular state or area only. Kheer Bhawani festival, one of the biggest religious events of Kashmiri Pandits, is one such annual congregation that takes place in Ganderbal district of Jammu and Kashmir. But this year, coronavirus took away the sheen of this annual event, with the visit of devotees limited to a few dozen. Take a look.
The complex of Kheer Bhawani temple that used to remain jam-packed with thousands of devotees during its annual event was lying barren this time amid coronavirus pandemic. Only few devotees thronged the temple on the occasion to offer their prayers to goddess Kheer Bhawani, also known as Maharagnya Bhagwati. Said to be the revered goddess of Kashmiri Pandits, her temple is the holiest destination for the community.
इस बारी कोरोना की वजह से ये मेला थोड़ा फीका फीका सा लग रहा है, कुछ है नहीं, रौनक नहीं है, मंदिर में कोई भीड़ भाड़ नहीं है, बाहर बाजार लगता था वो भी नहीं है, तो इस बारी कुछ अच्छा नहीं लगता है.
Every year, thousands of displaced Pandits from various parts of India and abroad used to visit the temple to attend the annual festival that takes place on the 8th day of the lunar fortnight of Jeshth month in the Hindu almanac. By offering rose petals and kheer, a rice pudding to the sacred spring, they pay their obeisance to the goddess, whose temple is constructed just in the middle of the spring, which according to a legend was earlier surrounded by 360 springs. But this year, amid coronavirus pandemic, only few priests performed the rituals just to keep the tradition intact.
इस मेले में तो 80,000 से ज़्यादा लोगों की हाजिरी आज यहाँ लगती है. आप देख रहे हो कि कोई भी नहीं है, हम ही हैं जो पुजारी वगैरह यहाँ पर है, या मैं प्रधान हूँ, तो 5-8 लोग हैं सारे ऊपर से नीचे तक.
The festival is also a wonderful example of communal harmony, as its arrangements are done by the Muslims residing in the area, even though it is biggest event for Kashmiri Pandits. Moreover, they even take care of the temple throughout the year and have played a major role in keeping this age-old custom alive.
As the Indian government is busy battling coronavirus pandemic, the citizens too are not behind in extending their support and making sure that the poor survive even through these hard times. People across faiths have been coming to the forefront and helping the needy. Similar scene can be witnessed at National Highway 2 in Kanpur city of Uttar Pradesh, where a Hindu and a Muslim man are working together, distributing food packets and other necessary items, especially to the migrants passing by. In a bid to ward off hunger woes, various individuals and organizations across the country have been distributing food and grocery items to the needy since the Prime Minister has imposed nationwide lockdown. among them are Kanpur's Amit Pandey and Sohaib Ahmed, who have been working relentlessly to distribute food and other necessary items to the migrants who are passing through the national highway. Their act is not just a wonderful example of humanity, but also showcases the harmonious coexistence of different faiths in the country.
5-6 दिन हो गए भैया जी। क्या बांट रहे हैं हम लोग? केला है, शाम को खाना, ये सब बांट रहे हैं।
While Sohaib Ahmed and his group can be seen rushing towards the vehicles distributing food and water to the migrants, Amit Pandey and his group on the other side is busy distributing milk, biscuits and toys to the infants. Though working in different groups, their motive is same, that is, to help the migrants in meeting few of their necessities.
हम लोग विगत 24 मार्च से लगातार लंच पैकेट बांटने का काम कर रहे थे। अभी कुछ दिनों से हम लोग देख रहे हैं हाईवे में के पास मेरा घर है कानपुर महानगर में, और यहाँ पर लोग खाना बांट रहे हैं, पानी बांट रहे हैं, तमाम ऐसी चीज़ें बांट रहे हैं जो बड़े लोग मांग कर खा सकते हैं। लेकिन हम लोगों ने मीडिया के माध्यम से देखा, तमाम पत्रकार भी छाप रहे थे, छोटे छोटे बच्चे 2-2 साल के बच्चे जो वास्तव में ना खाना खा सकते हैं ना कुछ खा सकते हैं, वो सिर्फ दूध के सहारे अपना जीवन यापन कर रहे हैं। उनकी माएँ बेचारी बेबस हैं, उनको दूध नहीं मिल रहा, दूध की बोतलें उनके पास नहीं हैं। तो हम लोगों ने सोचा, अपनी समिति के व्यापार लोगों ने सोचा कि उनको दूध की बोतलें दूध भर कर हम लोग बोतल देने का काम करेंगे, साथ में बिस्किट और एक खिलौना। कम से कम जो इतना लंबा सफ़र लोग पैदल या गाड़ी के माध्यम से तय कर रहे हैं, 5-5, 6-6 घंटे उनके हो रहे हैं, तो कम से कम जो उनके बच्चे हैं वो कम से कम दूध पीकर अपने माँ बाप को परेशान नहीं करेंगे, खिलौने से खेलते हुए वो अपने निवास तक पहुँचेंगे।
At present, when the whole country is reeling due to coronavirus, in such a situation, it is important for people to rise above religious lines and come forward to help the needy. Now a roundup of some of the major stories that made news recently.
India will be able to fight locust attack and save many crops using new inventions, said Prime Minister Narendra Modi, as farmers across the country are battling swarms of locusts. A new wave of locust attack has alarmed the country's farmers, and experts warn of extensive crop losses if authorities fail to curb fast-spreading swarms by June, when monsoon rains spur rice, cane, corn, cotton and soya bean sowing.
भारत सरकार हो, राज्य सरकार हो, कृषि विभाग हो, प्रशासन भी इस संकट के नुकसान से बचने के लिए, किसानों की मदद करने के लिए आधुनिक संसाधनों का भी उपयोग कर रहा है, नए-नए आविष्कार की तरफ भी ध्यान दे रहा है। और मुझे विश्वास है कि हम सब मिलकर के हमारे कृषि क्षेत्र पर ये जो संकट आया है, उससे भी लोहा लेंगे, बहुत कुछ बचा लेंगे।
India is battling its worst desert locust outbreak in decades, with infestations radiating through much of the western states of Gujarat, Rajasthan and Maharashtra, central state of Madhya Pradesh and Punjab and Haryana and Uttar Pradesh in the north.
Members of the Jain community in Gujarat chanted prayers to invoke the gods as they prayed for relief from coronavirus pandemic. As coronavirus is tightening its grip over the world, Jain devotees in Rajkot city were joined by devotees in Vadodara city and devotees across the world who were present through video conferencing in praying for the recovery of the coronavirus patients.
ये जो मंत्र, पूरे मंत्र की ऊर्जा है, उससे ये कोरोना की जो महामारी है उसको दूर करने का ये एक प्रयास है। और ये जो प्रयास है उसमें सिर्फ भारत ही नहीं बल्कि समग्र विश्व के देश, अमेरिका, यूरोप के सभी देश, कनाडा, न्यूजीलैंड, सभी देश के लोग इस कार्यक्रम में जुड़े हुए हैं।
India extended its coronavirus lockdown until June 30 in high-risk zones but permitted restaurants, malls and religious buildings to reopen elsewhere from June 8.
Sporting protective gears and masks, hairstylists in India are giving people hairdo amid coronavirus outbreak. Hairstylists in Siliguri and Panchkula city donned protective suits and were seen grooming customers adhering to the social distancing norms.
हम लोग ये ड्रेस पहन रहा है, मास्क लगा रहा है, हाथ में ग्लव्स लगा रहा है, चश्मा लगा रहा है, हर तरीका से हम लोग मेंटेनेंस कर रहा है। हम लोग उस कर रहा है सैनिटाइजर यूज़ कर रहा है और हर कस्टमर को एक ही तौला दे रहा है, एक ही कपड़ा दे रहा है, इसको उसके बाद धोने के लिए दे रहा है।
One of the many non-serious aftermaths of the virus lockdown in India has been overgrown beard and hair and people missing on grooming services in salons. However, soon after the central government eased out restrictions in the fourth lockdown, some hairstylists came up with an out-of-the-box idea of using protective gears, masks and gloves to prevent the virus spread.
Indian naval ship Jalashwa reached Colombo to bring back around 700 of its stranded citizens amid global coronavirus pandemic. The vessel reached the Sri Lankan capital on Monday morning and will bring the citizens to Tuticorin city in Tamil Nadu. The whole ship has been divided into 3 zones: red, orange and green. Evacuated citizens will be kept in the red zone. Those who interact and take care of the evacuees are put in orange zones and crew and sailors are in green zones.
And these 700 Indians have been here for a few months because of the COVID-19 related situation, the inability to travel back, and today Indian Navy is proudly adding one more chapter to its volumes of its glorious deeds in the service of the nation.
India brought back hundreds of thousands of its citizens stuck in different parts of the world under Vande Bharat mission via flights and Operation Samudra Setu via ships in the world's largest civilian evacuation operation.
Doctors in India are moving to online consultations for non-COVID-19 patients even as the country looks to open up the economy from nationwide lockdown to curb the spread of the novel coronavirus. To head off a rush at clinics and an accompanying risk of infection, many doctors are turning to video calls and WhatsApp chats in addition to regular telephone calls to treat patients suffering from illnesses such as diabetes or kidney conditions.
There are many things which can be done on remote consultation, video consultation, phone consultation. It's always not necessary to visit a doctor. Okay, what happens if suppose if somebody is taking audio or video consultation, if I feel that patient should be seen by me in person, physical examination required, then I'll tell the patient that you should come, I'll have to examine you.
With its health system overstretched even in normal times, India issued telemedicine guidelines in a push for internet consultations. Patients could go online to book appointments and make advance payments with free follow-up consultations even before the pandemic, but now it is helping to formalize the process.
Being home to more than 1.3 billion denizens who belong to different castes and communities, India displays an amazing characteristic of mutual tolerance and peaceful coexistence. Examples defining this unique identity of the country are to be found at its every nook and corner. So today we take you to Rajkot city of Gujarat to witness one such exemplary of religious harmony that narrates centuries-old bond of two different faiths. Have a look.
मजहब नहीं सिखाता आपस में बैर रखना, हिंदी है हम, वतन है हिंदुस्तान हमारा. Meaning, religion doesn't teach us to bear ill will among ourselves. We all are Indians and our homeland is Hindustan. Explaining the true meaning of these lyrics is the one-pari village of Rajkot, where a temple of Hindu Lord Hanuman and shrine of Saint Adil Shah stand in close proximity to each other and are visited by both Hindus and Muslims. There is not even a wall separating both the places of worship, and it is believed that if a person visits one side that he has to pay his obeisance at the other side as well, otherwise his prayers will not be worth it.
हनुमान जी की पूजा हो या मजार की पूजा हो, दोनों की साथ करते तभी वो उसके लिए सफल होती, उसके बिना सफल नहीं होती. एक जगह करके आप चले जाओगे तो सफल नहीं मानी जाती. ये भगवान का भी इधर का कहना है, वो नहीं स्वीकार करते हैं. ऐसी मान्यता है यहाँ पे.
Interestingly, there is just one priest taking care of both the temple and the dargah. His name is Sahamgar Muhammad Shah, and he is serving the holy sites for the last many years. First performs the daily rituals at the temple, and after distributing the holy sacrament among the devotees, he proceeds towards Dargah to perform the prayers. Striking a balance between the two, he visits both the sides to help devotees perform their respective rituals in perfect harmony.
पूरा गांव तो मंदिर दरगाह पे जाते हैं, मंदिर पे आते हैं, सब जगह पे आते हैं. हिंदू आते हैं, मुसलमान आते हैं, सब आते हैं.
कभी किसी ने इस बात पर
कोई सवाल ही नहीं हुआ. नहीं तो हिंदू ने किया है, नहीं तो मुस्लिमों ने किया है.
कितने साल हो गए होंगे लगभग जब से आप?
मेरे को तो यहाँ से अभी 20 साल हुए हैं, लेकिन हमारी पीढ़ी यहाँ पे 5वीं पीढ़ी है यहाँ पे अभी सेवा पूजा करते करते हुए.
Thus, the way these holy sites of two different faiths have brought people closer to each other and have kept them united for centuries, thus make it a symbol of peace and brotherhood.
Khadi and Village Industries Commission, a statutory body formed by the central government, has come to the rescue of artisans in Jammu and Kashmir amid COVID-19 lockdown. By procuring orders in bulk, the Commission is committed to enhance livelihood of artisans even in a time when the pandemic has hit the employment across the country.
The small entrepreneurs and artisans across Jammu and Kashmir are back to work. The clicking noises of their sewing machines have finally broken the silence that prevailed for several weeks due to lockdown. All thanks to the KVIC, Khadi and Village Industries Commission, that has procured in several orders of producing double-layered Khadi masks for the engaging small entrepreneurs across the territory in their production. Even those who were engaged in the production of other textile products have too got themselves involved in mask making. This initiative by KVIC is not just helping to meet the surging demand for masks, but is also providing a means of livelihood to the artisans who were otherwise finding it difficult to run their household.
KVIB के थ्रू हमें ये ऑर्डर्स मिले हैं मास्क बनाने का, तो हम अब तो यही काम हो रहा है यहाँ पे। मास्क प्रोवाइड कर रही हूँ मैं उनको। मैंने मास्क प्रोवाइड किए डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन को, डिस्ट्रिक्ट पुलवामा को, डिस्ट्रिक्ट बडगाम को, डिस्ट्रिक्ट श्रीनगर, डिस्ट्रिक्ट गांदरबल को किए मास्क हमने सप्लाई किए। और हमने बहुत सारे मास्क डोनेट भी किए, जिसमें हमने ऑर्फनेजेस को हमने मास्क प्रोवाइड किए।
KVIC is specifically using double-twisted Khadi fabric for manufacturing these masks, as it helps retain 70% of the moisture content inside while providing an easy passage of air, proving to be the best easily available pocket-friendly alternative face masks. The Commission has roped in tailoring units for producing masks, set up under its Rural Employment Generation Program that aims at creating self-employment opportunities in rural areas and small towns. The orders are given to the units through district administration, and so far more than 10 lakh Khadi masks have been supplied to the Jammu and Kashmir government by KVIC.
बहुत अच्छा रिस्पॉन्ड है। अभी जो हम कोविड से लड़ रहे हैं, जूझ रहे हैं, हमारे इतने सारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन प्रोग्राम REGP के तहत जो लड़के लड़कियों ने टेलरिंग के यूनिट्स हासिल किए थे, मैं आपको बताना चाहूँ आपके माध्यम से कि अभी तक हमने 10 लाख मास्क ज़्यादा, अभी तो ये मुझे लगता है 2 हफ्ते पहले का अपडेट है मेरे पास कि 10 लाख मास्क हमने बनाए हैं। और इस टाइम पे हमने उन्हीं लोगों को काम दिया, एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के थ्रू हमने एक फैसिलिटेशन का काम किया। डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ने उनको ऑर्डर दिया, डायरेक्ट उनके अकाउंट्स में पैसे गए, उन्होंने मास्क बनाए। सो ये काम चल रहा है, इस टाइम पे भी वो लोग काम कर रहे हैं।
At present, when the coronavirus has spread its tentacles across the country, it has become difficult for the small businesses to thrive with the restrictions put by the government to combat the virus. In such a scenario, this initiative of supplying masks in large quantities by Khadi and Village Industries Commission for the benefit of both society and artisans is truly commendable, as it is not only helping people in getting quality masks, but also the artisans to survive in these difficult times.
That's all we have for you this week. Your comments and suggestions are important to us. Do give us your feedback at myindia@anin.com. I'm your host Kheer, and it's goodbye from the entire production team.